Welcome back, dear students. Today we have Grammar 10b and we are going to have some other things about the reported speech. So let's get started. We have three objectives. Objective number 1. Identify the reported speech of questions and commands in context. Number 2. Change questions and commands from direct speech to reported speech. 3. Rewrite sentences using the reported speech accurately. Let's recall the basic rules of the reported speech. So, in the previous lesson of the reported speech 1, we said that tenses, modals, time expressions, and pronouns change according to the sentence. So please pause the video and have a look at them. There are two types of questions. We have yes/no questions. So questions of either yes or no responses. For example, do you want some coffee? The answer is yes, I want some coffee, or no, I don't want some coffee. The other type of questions is the WH question. And they are questions that begin with WH. For example, who wants an apple? The answer is I want an apple. Let's try to report the following questions. Example 1. Do you have an extra pencil? So this is a yes/no question. Let's try to report it together. So we can say, he asked me if I had an extra pencil. So what did we do here? We added if, we changed you with I, the pronouns, we changed have with had, the tenses. And of course, don't forget this, in the reported speech, the question mark changes into a full stop. So try to remember this. Now example 2, who is coming with me tomorrow? This question is a WH question. Alright, so how can we report this one? Let's do it together. He asked us who was coming with him the following day. So what did we do here? We kept the same WH word, who, but we changed, as usual, the tenses, the pronouns, and the time expression tomorrow becomes the following day. And don't forget, the question mark becomes a full stop. I hope it's clear for you. Okay, now try to change the following direct questions into reported speech. Example 1. Does your sister go to school every day? Please pause the video and try to change it into reported speech. Alright, so first of all, what kind of question is it? Excellent, that's a yes/no question. So how do you report it? Very good. He asked me if my sister went to school every day. So we added if, we changed your with my, the pronouns, we changed go with went, and the question mark with a full stop. Okay, now let's move on to another example. Where is your book? Try to change this one into reported speech. Pause the video, please. Alright, so what kind of question is it? Good, that's a WH question. So how do you change it? Very good. He asked me where my book was. So here we kept the same WH word, where, and we changed is with was, the tenses. What else? The pronouns your and my. Now what about the question mark? Excellent. It becomes a full stop. Now, please open your student books on page 133, and we are going to start with activity A. Read the examples below and complete the speech bubbles with the speaker's exact words. Then complete the rules. Okay, here we are going to do the reverse. Here we have the sentence in the reported speech, number 1, and number 2 also the sentence in the reported speech. But you are going to find out what was the original sentence in the active form, the direct speech. Okay, try to guess. Okay, so sentence 1. The little girl asked her grandpa if there was any water or anything to eat. So here, excellent. Is there any water or anything to eat, grandpa? So what did you do here? Was became is in the original direct speech, and the if was deleted. Okay, now example number 2. She also asked him where mother was. What was the original sentence in the direct speech? Good. Where is mother? So here the WH word is kept the same, and is became was in the reported speech. Okay, now let's try to fill in the following rules. The reported questions, they are usually introduced with the verbs wonder, want to know. What is the other verb we can use? Good, we have ask, as in the examples. Okay, if a direct question begins with a question word, the reported question begins with excellent, the same question word, the same WH word, as in the example we have where. Number 3, if a direct question does not begin with a question word, the reported question begins with, look at example 1. Excellent, begins with if or whether. We can use whether, W-H-E-T-H-E-R. Now the last one, okay, have a look at if first. The last one, the verb in a reported question is in the what kind of form? Very good, so it's in the affirmative form. It goes back to the affirmative form. Very good. Now, let's move on to something else. How to report commands and requests. So, a command or a request is when someone is telling you to do something. The first type is the positive imperative. For example, do your homework or eat your breakfast. The second type, the negative imperative. Examples, don't sleep late at night or don't make noise in class. Now let's try to report the following commands. Give me your book. So this is the positive imperative. Very good. And this is how we can report it. He asked me to give him my book. Okay, so what did we do? We added to. And we changed as usual me with him. And the pronoun your with my. Alright. Example 2. Don't forget the homework of yesterday. Normally a teacher says this to his students. So this is a negative imperative. So how can we report it? Good. He told us not to forget the homework of the previous day. So what did we do here? Did we add only to? No. We added not to. Why? Because it's a negative imperative. Now, what did we change? We changed yesterday with the previous day, the time expressions. Now try to change the following direct commands into reported speech. So please pause the video and try to tell me how do you report this sentence. Show me your room. Alright, so how did you report it? Excellent. This is a positive imperative, so we reported by saying, he asked me to show him my room. So you added to, you changed the pronouns me with him, your with my. Very good. The second example, don't leave your house today. How are you going to report this one? And remember, this is a negative imperative. Very good. He told me not to leave my house that day. So what did you do here? Excellent. We added not to. We changed your with my. Today with that day. Now please open your student books on page 133 and let's move on to activity B. Read the examples below and complete the speech bubbles with the speaker's exact words. Then complete the rules. So we are going to do the following. Here we have the reported sentence and you are going to find out what was the original direct speech. In the same one, you are going to do the same also. So in number 2, you are going to change from the reported speech into the direct speech. So please pause the video and try to do it. Okay, let's start with number 1. The librarian asked me to sign at the bottom of the page. So what was the original sentence in the direct speech? Excellent. Sign here should remain sign. Sign at the bottom of the page, please. Okay, example 2. The teacher told Robert not to be late for class again. So we have the verb be, what else? The negative, not. So you are going to say, excellent, Robert, don't be late for class again. So let's try to complete the following rules. Reported commands are introduced with the verbs tell and order, and requests with the verb. If you want to request, which verb are you going to use? Excellent, the verb ask, to request something. Okay, the imperative changes to. Excellent. To plus base form. What about the negative imperative? It changes to not to plus base form. Very good, like in the following example 2. Alright, these students, now let's have some practice. And you are going to have it on the student book, page 133, activity C. You have 6 sentences and I want you to try to pause the video and try to put them in the reported speech. Okay, let's start with number 1. Show me your ID card, the police officer said to me. How did you report it? First, what type of sentence is it? Excellent, this is positive imperative. So how did you report it? Very good. The police officer ordered me to show him my ID card. So here you added to, you changed me with him, your with my. Example 2. Who did you play football with? Fred asked Keith. What kind of sentence is it? Excellent. This is a WH question. So how do you report it? Very good. Fred asked Keith who he had played football with. So here we kept the same WH word, who. We changed did play, simple past, with had played, past perfect. What about the question mark? Excellent. It changed it into a full stop. Now, number 3, the negative imperative. Don't jump on the treadmill, Sally said to the child. How did you report it? Very good. Sally told the child not to jump on the treadmill. So what did you do here? Because it's a negative imperative, you added not to. And you changed nothing. Okay, the next one. Number 4, this is a positive imperative. How do you report it? Very good. The gym instructor asked us to stretch our arms. So here you added to. Did you change anything? Yes, only the pronoun your into our. The next one, should I take up karate? Dennis thought. What kind of sentence is it? Very good. This is a yes or no question. So how do you report it? Excellent. Dennis wondered if he should take up karate. So here you added if. And did you change anything? Of course, I becomes he and the question mark becomes a full stop. Now the last one. Are there any exercise bikes at the gym? Gary asked. What type of sentence is it? Very good. That's a yes or no question. So how do you report it? Very good. Gary wanted to know if there were any exercise bikes at the gym. So what did you do here? Very good. You added if because it's a yes or no question. And you changed are with were. And don't forget the full stop because it was a question mark. I hope this is clear for you and you can have some more practice on the workbook, okay, on page 113. You have these answers, you can have a look at them, okay. Thank you for following.